Wanted to show you the IRS has its position with the Code of Federal Regulations on sovereign citizens, and it's hilarious. I mean, whatever arguments they like to make, the IRS has already heard it, and it's basically saying your ass is going to jail. So let's take a look. Let me put on my Walmart glasses here. Totally mentally blasted right now, so I thought I would take a break. Just been working my ass off. Hold on a second here. All right. All right, so let's go to the very beginning of this. Here's Section 7701, the dreaded Code of Federal Regulations. Ask the frauditors who are getting busted all the time, or the auditors, whatever term you want to use. It says CFR, that means poison when you want to break the law. Revised Rule 2007-22, purpose. Internal Revenue Service, aware that some taxpayers are claiming they are not subject to federal income tax or their income is excluded, they've declared that they have rejected or renounced United States citizenship because the taxpayers are citizens exclusively of state, natural born or sovereign state, or two, the taxpayers claim they're not persons as identified by the code. By the way, as you all remember, I put together a kit, if you will, and I had to take it down because there were some concerns that it could be abused. I actually gave you all the forms to legally renounce your citizenship so that you could be arrested by the United States if you had nowhere else to go. I felt that was funny to do because if these assholes want to say they're renouncing their citizenship, there's a procedure you have to follow naturally, Secretary of State or time of the war, whatever. And if you don't follow that procedure, it doesn't mean anything. You could beat your chest and say, I'm not a citizen of the United States, but unless it's done in the right sequence or in the right context or the right forms, it doesn't mean anything. So I put together a do-it-yourself deportation kit. The interesting part about it is you wouldn't be deported anywhere. You would stay in the United States to be locked up as a prisoner because you have no country to go to. That's just me. You know, I have that sense of humor. Anyway, I was like, if you want to renounce your citizenship and say you don't belong in this country, you don't want to be in this country and hate this country, I'm going to help you do it. Anyway, this is, you know, the people saying, oh, I'm a natural born citizen or I'm a national. Let me tell you, the IRS is waiting for you. Okay. Then here it says these taxpayers often either fail to file returns, no surprise there, file returns showing no income. Typically what they do is they seek a refund or they claim exempt because they're not subject to it and then ask for a tax refund. And then here it says any argument that a taxpayer's income is excluded because he's rejected or renounced United States citizenship, doesn't matter. Not a person. Yeah, I've heard that one too. We're not a person. Let me tell you, if you actually took the time to read, assuming you can read, persons can be defined a lot of different ways. They can be defined as a natural entity, a company. I mean, an entity is like a person, a natural person, you know. It can be defined as an individual. They've got it all covered. Okay. Service will take vigorous enforcement actions against these taxpayers and against promoters. Remember I was talking about aiding and abetting liability? That's where this comes in. And then, you know, the IRS also can determine whether or not to criminally prosecute you. They have a division called CID. You do not want to be on the wrong end of CID. I've dealt with them in Washington on some client matters. Hold on a second here. I've got a share screen. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. So here are the issues. Can a taxpayer avoid federal income tax by maintaining he's not a citizenship? Not a citizen, no. By claiming he's not a person, no. Then they give you 4 examples of A, B, C, and D. C, I like this one, that they have not exercised any privilege for the United States, so therefore they don't have to belong. I like the one too where they say, you know, we're not contracting with you. Notice that the contract argument does not apply. It's the fact that you're here. Okay. Citizenship, that does a nice analysis of this. The Slaughterhouse case is a very famous case people study in law school. 14th Amendment establishes dual, simultaneous, and federal citizenship because there's 2 bodies of law. Each state is also, through the 14th Amendment, incorporated itself into the Constitution. Granting citizenship applies to all persons born and naturalized in the United States, regardless of race, because, you know, blah, blah, blah. Claims that individuals are not citizens of the United States, but are solely citizens of a sovereign state, not somebody that have been formally rejected by courts. This guy said he belonged to the Indiana State Republic. This was the Free Citizens Republic of Minnesota. Despite the linguistic gymnastics, he's a citizen of both the U.S. and Pennsylvania and liable for taxes, and that he's not part of the state of Illinois. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. This is from the 10th Circuit right here. That's why it says 10th Circuit, 1989, because there's different circuits. They're just giving you a sampling of cases here. 7701A14 defines taxpayer as any person subject to internal revenue tax. It defines a person to include an individual, a trust, a state, a partnership, or corporation. There it is. So that's how I define things in contracts. Person can be all kinds of different things. And then this argument is consistently, thoroughly rejected by every branch of the government for decades. Holding, individual cannot reject citizenship, and they cannot also renounce their tax liability. Person includes all different types. Get up to 3 years. There's also other provisions that have stronger penalties than this. And then there you go. So I think it's really hilarious that the IRS has specific regulations, or practice guides dealing with the whole idea of a sovereign citizen. I'm hoping that the people promoting this crap ultimately get prosecuted. And, the idea that you could live in our country, claim not to be a part of our country, use our roads, use every benefit that you can get from working or from living in here, and then say that you're not part of it is seriously ridiculous. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, I kind of laughed that the word sovereign citizen appears in the IRS regs. Have a good day.